Inside Madison Square Garden, where history was made, Brendan Fitzgerald with the legend Teddy Atlas. Let's start with that main event. Islam Makhachev becomes the 11th two-division champion in UFC history in the classic striker versus grappler matchup. Grappling one out, and Islam's your champion at welterweights.
Yeah, listen, he did his thing. You know, he got the geography that he wanted, which was get in close, get the takedown, go to the floor, and be the master, be the chess master. You know, be Bobby Fischer. You know, all the moves and strong, even moving up in weight. He's still so strong, and he's so dominant when he gets to his place, which is on the floor. I was disappointed that Jack didn't use his legs to keep a little more separation and give himself a better chance to get some time in striking. He was getting no time to strike being that close because he was going to get taken down. You can't be that close to a takedown artist and an artist who's on the mat who's going to dominate you. You got to be, you know, moving out where you're keeping a little space where let them make mistakes, look to counter a little bit, move to the side, make the takedowns really hard, and give yourself a chance to do damage striking. Mm-hmm. You can't do damage striking if you're letting the guy get into your body.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed with that, but at the end of the day, give Makhachev credit. He made it his fight.
For Jack, in that boxing realm of things, which was his path to victory, how tough of an adjustment is that to create some more space when maybe he's not used to that because he's fought with an aggressive forward pressure style in the past?
I've seen him box. He showed me he understands the sweet science. You know, I've seen him good on defense, very elusive, moving his head. He blocks well. I've seen him use angles. I've seen him set up counters. I've seen him mix it up in his striking game. I never saw him as a one-dimensional seek and destroy. He's not that kind of puncher. He puts punches together well, Jack, but not for TNT power. You know, more for cumulative damage. Like I said, putting combinations together. He didn't do that. He fought the way you just said. He fought. If you didn't know better, you'd say, well, this guy's a guy who's always walking in, always looking to get to you, always looking to destroy you. But that wasn't his resume. Mm-hmm. I've seen him give boxing lessons before, and that's what he should have been doing tonight. But he got caught up, maybe he got caught up and paralyzed a little bit just by worrying about the takedown. You know, when you worry about the guy taking you down, and you're that conscious that a guy is going to take you down, sometimes it keeps you away from having that fluidity, doing the things you need to do, boxing, stepping out. You get frozen. You get like a deer in the headlights.
Outside of the grappling realm of Islam Makhachev, can you speak to his championship mindset? And you famously said, once you get the belt, you get 30% better. But in terms of the challenge that he had, the fact that he was the challenger and not the champion in this matchup, gets the job done anyway. Now he's a two-division champ. What does that do to the mindsets?
I think it just adds to the confidence. The belief that, you know, you're not going to get beat, that you won't allow yourself to get beat. You can be dominant at a smaller weight class. And now, if anything, he's going to look for all the positives. He's going to say, now I'm going to be even better because I can eat. I don't have to make those drastic weight cuts anymore. You know, I can be even stronger. I can be, in his mind as a champion, he's thinking horizon. He's thinking, you know, there's even going to be more of a horizon. There's going to be greater things in front of me because now I'm only moving into my peak.
Yeah.
I'm not stagnated by weight. How great can I be? I think that's kind of would be the mentality of a champion like him, being like an explorer. Let me find new places to conquer.
Right. Yep.
You know, I'm going to conquer more regions, more areas. This is my destiny. That's how champions, like guys like him, that's how they think. Mm-hmm. And that's what allows them to move forward and do much more than they did at a certain stage when you think they did it all. Well, there's more to be done.
Well, he's tied with Anderson Silva for 16 straight wins in the UFC. That is the most all time. We'll see what's next for Islam Makhachev. There are a host of welterweight contenders that are nipping at his heels. We'll talk about one in a moment, but first we have to touch on the co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko, too big, too strong, too good. She keeps her belt over Zhang Weili, who was trying to do what Islam did.
Yeah, and trying to move up. And you saw it. I mean, it was stark. I mean, you saw it on the floor that she was dominant, she was strong, but the size, just the body size, she was so much bigger, and she was like, you ever see that movie The Fog?
No.
The movie The Fog is kind of like a science fiction, a little bit of, maybe you get scared if you saw it a little bit. It's one of those scary movies, but where the fog comes in, and it overwhelms you.
Yeah.
It just comes in and smothers you. It takes over everything. You don't see nothing, just the fog. That's kind of how she was.
Yeah.
She just came over and the fog just went over Zhang, and that was it. So you didn't see nothing else. You just saw a body laying there. She's dominant on the floor. She's very smart. Like, she played a sort of a chess game where she stayed at a distance where she made Zhang take all the chances, and she counted. She wasn't proactive, she was reactive. Mm-hmm. She let her take all the chances, come in, and then she counted. Counted with leg kicks, counted with punches, and then, of course, counted with takedowns. She did not get into any kind of situation where the smaller woman could have maybe engaged her in fisticuffs.
Right.
You know, she let her take all the chances, and she reacted when she came in. And she fought a very controlled, boring fight, quite frankly, but very efficient.
Yeah. Regardless of weight division, man or woman, Valentina Shevchenko among the best fight IQs we've ever seen in the UFC. She ties Amanda Nunes with the most title fight wins in UFC women's history at 11. Let's touch on Carlos Prates, who knocked out his opponent in Chicago with a spinning elbow when he took care of Jeff Neal in the waning seconds of round 1. Does it in round 2 against Leon Edwards with a straight left that puts the lights out, and Carlos Prates is in the chat among these many welterweight contenders jockeying for position against the new champ Islam Makhachev.
He's explosive. He's an offensive machine. He's dangerous. You know, he's the antithesis of what we saw in the last 2 fights. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's electricity. He's what the fans come to watch.
Yes.
You know, he's an explosion waiting to explode at any time. And he has that natural TNT punching power. And he's a southpaw. And he delivers it with the power punch for a southpaw. The backhand, the left hand, where you could turn your foot into it, you could turn your back into it, put your body into it. And that was the punch that scored one punch knockout. I mean, that's one of the things that people love. You know, a one punch, wow, it's over. And he has the ability at any time he gets in there to do that. And you know how he scored it? Really? Nobody talked about this. The reason he scored it was Edwards was a co-conspirator to his own demise. He was. And what I mean by that, he stayed in the line of fire. He went straight back. But when the left hand came at him, he had his right hand up, blocking his vision. He never saw the left hand. It's the punches you don't see that knock you out, that do the pure damage of just lights out. Because you don't have time to register. Get ready, there's a punch coming. Brace yourself and take the punch. You just lights out. You don't have it. You don't know what hit you. Mm-hmm. And again, the left hand came and put your right hand up a little bit. Yeah, I'll hold your mic.
I'm a southpaw myself. What do you want?
So put your. He had it over here,
right,
where he couldn't see.
Yeah. And
the left hand came in. He never saw the punch.
Yeah.
He was blinded. Take your mic back.
I appreciate you showing me that, Teddy.
Oh, no problem.
Prates nearly beat Ian Gary in the 5th round with that one-punch knockout power. He vowed that night he thought it was going to be easier, and it woke up a new beast within him. Since then, spinning your back elbow knockout in round 1 and what he did tonight, he's alive and well and among the serious contenders.
And the most important, you're right, but the most important part that puts him in a special group is that the way he does things, his electricity that he brings, the excitement, the sudden one-punch knockout, puts him in a special class where people want to see him. So the boss man, Dana White, will always be looking to put him in a card now because he knows one thing. Win or lose, it ain't boring.
Yes.
It ain't boring.
Correct.
And that's important.
We also should shout out Michael Morales, the 8th-ranked contender, takes out Sean Brady with an impressive knockout in round 1.
Yeah,
Ian
really.
Machado, Gary Bilal Muhammad in Doha, Qatar next week. So Islam Makhachev has a whole new Shark Tank that are trying to get him. Teddy Atlas, pleasure spending some time with you.
You pronounce those words really well, better than I do. Pleasure being with you.
Good night from Midtown Manhattan.